Hello guys, gals, non-binary pals, and waterfowls. It's me, Big Mike, and in this video we're going to talk about something I am very passionate about, but haven't done a video on in quite a long time, and that is operating systems. That's right, your boy Big Mike is a Linux fanboy, and as such, operating systems are one of those things that gets me off. Now recently, very much by accident, I stumbled across a unique operating system called Pooter OS. And when I say I stumbled across it, I literally mean I had no idea this thing existed until a few weeks ago when I was scrolling through Twitter and an ad popped up on my Twitter timeline. So kudos to your marketing team, Pooter OS. Now maybe you're like, but Big Mike, what exactly is Pooter OS? And that's a great question. The official GitHub page describes it as, Pooter is an advanced open source internet operating system designed to be feature-rich, exceptionally fast, and highly extensible. It can be used to build remote desktop environments or serve as an interface for cloud storage services, remote servers, web hosting platforms, and more. Off the bat, one really cool thing I picked up on was that it was open source. And if you've been following my channel or my Twitter for a while, then you know one of the things I really firmly believe in is open source and FOSS. And for those who don't know, FOSS is free open source software, as I believe technology should be open and available to all. And according to an email from the Pooter OS team, they are just as passionate about it as I am. It reads, for the past 3 years, we've poured our hearts and skills into developing Pooter, guided by our vision to make a completely new operating system from scratch. As Pooter steps into the open source community, we firmly invite developers and enthusiasts to explore, contribute, and collaborate on the Pooter platform. Your contributions and feedback are crucial as we work together to enhance and evolve Pooter. Now maybe you're like, that's cool and all, but what can it run on? It runs on Windows, Linux, Android, and pretty much anything you can think of, fam. Like seriously, Pooter OS is only outdone by Doom. And here are some of the more interesting things according to the GitHub that it runs on. It runs on Minecraft, Samsung Watch, PlayStation 4, Skyworth TV, a fridge, Oculus Quest 2, Tesla Model 3, Tesla Model S, Tesla Model Y, Nintendo Switch, and lastly, it runs on Steam Deck. And fam, I'm actually still just flabbergasted it actually runs in Minecraft. Like, I've never played Minecraft before, so I don't know if running operating systems is a common thing there. But still, just looking at it, it absolutely blows my mind. While we're here, I just want to point out that while you can't run Pooter OS in Doom, at least I don't think you can run Doom on Pooter OS, so it's still not as versatile as Doom, but damn, I would say it's a very, very close second. Now let's take a look directly at Pooter OS. First, we open a tab or a browser and type in pooter.com, and this will take you to a fresh desktop. And if we click here, we'll go to the login screen. We log in and bam! Here we are. As you can see, I have already added some files so we can demonstrate some basic features. But more on that later. Adding files is simple. Just right-click and click Upload and select your file. And voila, there it is. Your basic features are here that you would expect with any operating system, like a file explorer. If you open it, you'll see documents, pictures, and video folders. You'll also notice a trash bin too. And one thing that really sticks out to me is the taskbar. Now, as an Ubuntu user, I'm used to having my taskbar on the side, so it's odd seeing a more Mac OS style one. But enough about the basic stuff, let's look at the apps. If we open the apps, we can see a nice selection of apps that have came pre-installed with Pooter OS. You'll notice there's a section up top for your most recent apps, and below that section are all the rest. You have standard things like Notepad and Terminal, but also a lot of things that are very useful for developers, such as code and Dev Center. One thing that really sticks out to me is the sheer number of pre-installed games. And again, more on that in a bit. Now, to really see what it's capable of, I want to test it with some things I commonly use an OS for. And so what follows with me checking out how Pewter, via its various apps, is able to handle my daily tasks. First, I spend a great deal of time writing, both for my YouTube videos and in my personal life. So we'll try to write something first. One thing you'll notice is that the only text writing program pre-installed is Notepad, which is in general great if you want to make simple notes, but not so much for longer and more formal texts. However, much to my surprise, this one features many more features than your standard Linux or Windows Notepad-like program. Here you can edit your text much more, and much more interesting, it has a built-in AI that you can actually use to translate text. To summarize, to explain it to you like you're 5, to analyze tone, and to generate questions. Not gonna lie, fam, I am very impressed by this, and I'm not someone who normally is impressed by notepads. As cool as that is, I need something a bit more than that to write documents. So let's go to the App Center and see if we can find something more suitable. Unfortunately, LibreOffice nor OpenOffice is an option, but we do have WordPad. And one thing that's really cool about the App Center is that you can try the app before you install it. So let's give WordPad a try. It has more text editing features than Notepad does. However, unfortunately it lacks some of the more useful features that a word processor in an Office suite would, like spell check. However, if you're using a browser with a spell check, your browser's spell check can be used here. So in regards to the writing, it's not a perfect situation, but it's not bad at all either, and it's something I can definitely work with. And if you need spreadsheets, there's an app called Rose, which I totally thought was a Tetris clone until I went to go try it out when making the game section of this video. I didn't really use it. I don't normally use the spreadsheets. I'm not a spreadsheets guy, but if that's your thing and you're looking for a solution and you want to use Pewter OS, please give Rose a try. The next big thing for me is reading. And if you saw my review of Ubuntu 22, then you know reading is very important to me, and my preferred electronic book format is PDFs. Now, Pewter OS's built-in PDF reader reminds me a lot of Events, the one that comes pre-installed with Ubuntu 18. Let's try it out with one of my favorite books, North Carolina Legends. Now if you notice, when I first open it, it takes a few moments to get started. And that's something you'll notice on a few of these apps that view media. But once it gets going, everything looks good. Copying from a PDF and pasting in a notepad works good too, so I can take notes while I'm reading. And that is a very important thing for me to be able to do, fam. In today's world, being able to browse the internet is a critical feature of any OS, and Pewter offers a browser to do such. But it's no ordinary browser experience. You're connected through a VPN. And you're given the option to choose which option is closest to you. But honestly, I can never choose one. It always chooses one for me before I can. This is a trial service. You can pay for unlimited usage, but otherwise you get a time limit of 1 hour. But it may end sooner if you consume too many resources. I have personally never hit either limit, but also I've yet to use it heavily too. I've only used it as a VPN. But so far, I like what I've seen. Now let's look at how Pewter OS handles media files. It can handle most image file types including JPEGs, PNGs, and WebMs. And it can play music, as well as your videos. One thing you will notice, at least with music and videos, as I mentioned when discussing PDFs, is that you'll see it takes a moment to load. But everything plays perfectly. And it gets the job done. There's not a lot of bells and whistles here, but it gets the job done. Lastly, let's look at the games. Pewter OS comes with a lot of built-in games. There is Krunker, which is described on Steam as an easy-to-get-into, fully moddable first-person shooter with advanced movement mechanics, fully customizable with mods, custom maps, and thousands of items to unlock. Then there's Gold Digger. Gold Digger is described as a 2D mining game where you mine and push rocks to explode them to get coins, and you can dig deeper to explore even more. And that seems like a game I might be into. There's Solitaire, and I think we're all familiar with Solitaire. And there's more. But my favorite so far is Basketball, and its description is: smash the rim and shoot hoops from the free throwing line. How many points in a row can you get? Slam dunk the hoop, get a 3-point shooting streak, and become a basketball star. Join the basketball competition, shoot the ball, and try to get as many points as you can and crush your high score. And while these are not all that's included with Pewter OS, nor are these all you can get from the App Center, this selection does give you a pretty good idea of what you can expect from the games on Pewter OS. Now maybe you're thinking all of this sounds good and all, Big Mike, but what practical use could it ever serve? And you know what? That's a damn good question, fam. The official GitHub page offers the following use cases: an alternative to Dropbox, Google Drive, OneDrive, etc. with a fresh interface and powerful features. Remote desktop environment for servers and workstations. A platform for building and hosting websites, web apps, and games. And a friendly open source project and community to learn about web development, cloud computing, distributed systems, and much more. Also, a user posted on a forum about Pewter OS and how they plan to use it, and they made a really good point in it. Here's one use that is most important to me. I can't install applications or configure my work computer as I like. Everything is locked down. I use a remote desktop that I access from my work computer. All my applications run on that computer as how I need. I also spin up new desktop computers for particular purposes, research, testing, etc. If Pewter comes with the ability to run a browser effectively, I can run that browser to access the local internet, like a sort of VPN. It would be easy to overcome restrictions. And when I first looked at Pewter OS, that's exactly how I planned my main use of this OS to be. However, and I still do plan to use it like that. However, since I have delved in much deeper in making this video, I have seen that Pewter OS has a far greater value than being used as a mere VPN. And I'll talk about that now. The main thing that has me excited is that because of Pewter OS, I will no longer be tied to my computer when I want to be productive. If I'm traveling or just want to be somewhere besides my workstation, I can log into Pewter OS on my smartphone and get some work done. Ditto for reading. I'm a huge note taker when I read, and while I enjoy reading on my phone, taking notes from my phone can feel like a chore, because I always have to copy the notes, paste them in a messenger, send the message to myself, and then when I get back to my computer, I have to recopy and paste it into my main notes. And Pewter OS is going to solve that for me. So now whenever I take notes, I just need to use one document, and I can access that document from both my computer and my phone. So in closing, is Pewter OS perfect? It's not, but I believe most, if not all of the issues it has, and it doesn't have very many, will get better with time and are simply due to this still being a very new OS. And those issues namely being, lack of extra stuff, lack of some programs, and that is something that every OS must face in the beginning. And so this is definitely not a shortcoming of Pewter OS, but it's something I know is going to get better in the future. And in the coming months and years, I would love to see LibreOffice, VLC Player, Audacity, Kdenlive, and some emulators ported over. I also love to see some compatibility layers added as well. And for those who don't know, a compatibility layer is something like Wine and Linux. It's something that allows you to run a program that's meant for one operating system on another. So Wine, for example, can run Windows programs on Linux. And having asked this in the official Reddit, I was informed that while it's not being worked on now, such a thing is possible and it may happen in the future. But even if none of those things are ever ported over, and even if no compatibility layers ever made, as it stands now, I love Pewter OS and can see myself continuing to use it for the foreseeable future, and I highly recommend you all to give it a shot as well. It's free, it's open source, so you have absolutely nothing to lose here, fam. And with that, we'll call the video proper here. Welcome back to another Big Mike Inslate, baby. The part of the video that's not really part of the video, where I'm all natural, uncut, unscripted, off the cuff, Duck Daddy, baby. Now, this was a very interesting video for me to make, a bit challenging, maybe not for the reasons you may think. It was so hard to pronounce pewter right. So here where I live at, there's a dish called esputer, and it's an ice cream, but it's made from coconut milk instead of regular milk. It's good. It's a bit rare now, but it's good. But man, just trying to pronounce it as pewter, like at the end of computer instead of pooter, it was a challenge, and I think I probably messed up once or twice that got left in there. But it was a fun video. Pewter OS is a cool and useful, a very useful tool, and I look forward to trying it out. But now I don't really have too much to talk about, except for I am working on my 100th video, my special video, my passion project video. I'm hoping it'll be out the week after next, if my math is correct. And yeah. Also, I just want to remind you, as one of my friends has sent me a tip for a new video, that my lines are always open on Twitter. You feel free to send me a DM or to @ me, or to send me an email at the address below if you have a story you want me to cover, a news story you think I'm interested in, or a topic or subject you want to see me talk about. Can't promise I'll cover everything you send to me. It's going to depend on my knowledge, how I feel about something, because I do have to feel passionate in order to make a video, either good or bad passion, but passion nonetheless. And also, it depends on time and resources. Like if there's a game you want me to play, I need to be able to run that game. But that's really it, fam. Oh, also, just a reminder, I do have a Ko-fi, and right now, and for the foreseeable future, any donation that I get will go towards me getting a new computer, which in turn is going to allow me to make, different types of content. It's also going to help me to improve the quality of my content as well. So anything that you can give, I would greatly appreciate that. Though, even if you can't give or you don't want to give, I still appreciate you, fam, because you're here watching this video. And guys, gals, non-binary pals, and waterfowls, if you made it this far, then that means a lot to me, fam. Now, special thanks to Fran, who does a wonderful job of doing my art. She's going to be back on Twitter at some point in time. I still have not caught up with her. I have definitely got to do that. I need a secretary to help remind me to keep my ducks in a row. Whew. But when she does come back to Twitter, please be sure to commission her for all of your art needs. She's not only a damn good artist. I cannot talk today. Let me try that again. She's also a damn good artist. Well, she's not only a damn good artist, but she's also a damn good person. She's one of the coolest people I know. And so please be sure to commission her for all of your art needs. You will not be disappointed, fam. A special thanks to all of my friends on Twitter. I wouldn't be here without you all. And lastly, thank all of you for watching. Please like this video if you like it, and dislike it if you dislike it. But if you want to dislike it and be really cool about disliking it, please leave me a comment below and let me know why you disliked it so that I can improve my content, I can improve myself, and I can be the best Duck Daddy I can possibly be. But you know what, fam? Even if you don't dislike my content, or if you don't dislike this video, if you like it, you love it, you feel indifferent about it, or you have no idea how the hell you ended up here, leave me a comment below still. I'd love to hear from you. Hearing from you lovely guys, gals, non-binary pals, and waterfowls really makes my day. And if you like my content, please subscribe and turn your notifications on. Until next time, fam, remember, just be yourself and you'll be awesome. Peace out!